Hello, my name is George Kowalski, and I'd like to do a quick 5-minute presentation of the ORCHA solution for you. What I'd like to show you is some of the functionality behind the actual ORCHA libraries or the digital health formularies that are available to yourselves. In this instance, what I'd like to bring to your attention is a number of the actual live sites on my screen. As you can see here, I've got sites for Salford Royal Infirmary, the British Dietetics Association, St Helens Rugby Club, and so on and so on. I'd like to bring to your attention just two things very quickly. First of all, one of our most simple sites, which is the Apps for Dementia site for the Health and Social Care Network in Northern Ireland, is very, very easy to see, as you can see here, for the end user with either dementia or Alzheimer's. So the system, the actual library, is designed to be easy to use. It's not overcomplicated. It gives you the ability to search by condition or keyword, but most importantly for an individual user, it actually also incorporates across the bottom of the screen, as you can see here, a full-blown carousel of the top 5 or the top 10 applications under each individual area of interest to the organization. So for example, in this instance, for dementia and Alzheimer's, we have active minds, carer support, we have communications and memories, staying calm and sleeping well, and so on and so on. And the beauty of having a library like this is that some of the actual end users themselves do not even know whether an application exists for that individual condition. So the awareness is not there. The accessibility is not there. And of course, if they do find applications, the trust and governance is also not usually available. Whereas using a library or a digital formulary like the one you are seeing in front of me here, by using one of these, we ensure, ORCHA ensure, that the actual applications which are returned to the end user are the best and the safest applications available on the market. In addition, we also ensure that the reviews of each application covers areas such as GDPR, data security, data privacy, clinical awareness, clinical assurance, user experience, functions and features, and so on and so on. The second application I'd like to quickly bring to your attention is one which we have built using an API into an individual organization's website. Staffordshire County Council, as you will see here, actually has the ability of not only showing the library, but showing the library inside of their own government website, as you can see here. So we have, using an iframe solution, given the end user the ability of seeing the library inside of their own website. Here, once again, I have the ability of searching for individual words or conditions. In this instance, if I say anxiety, you'll see that not only am I presented with all the best apps and the safest apps under the condition of anxiety, but the system knows what I am looking for and then presents to me all those apps under well-being, stress, breathing techniques, yoga, mindfulness, deep breathing, reflection, meditation, and so on and so on. And as you will see here, we also can go through and say, not only do I want to see the best apps under any individual condition, but I want to prioritize the best apps for COVID-19 support. And in addition, if you so wish, you can look at a filterization. I can filter these apps. So if I say find apps, I can now go through and filter these apps by category. So I can look at any individual category and find the best apps related to that category, for example. I can look at the functions and features behind the actual application itself, as you can see here. I can see who the actual application is designed for, whether it's 3 to 9-year-olds, 9-year-olds to pre-teenagers, teenagers, adults, elderly, carers, clinicians, or whoever. I can see where the actual application itself originates from, which particular country. I can see, for example, whether there's a cost associated with that particular application, whether it's entirely free, whether there's an in-app purchase, or whether the actual application through our economic sustainability is paid for by the organization, so that the end user, when they are recommended the app, don't pay. They simply use the app for free. In addition, we actually have the ability of seeing apps under individual platforms, iOS, Android, web app, for example. In this instance, I can go through and I can see very, very quickly, if I go through and simply say, show me all anxiety apps by COVID-19 support, it will then go away and bring me back all those applications under, as you can see here, the COVID-19 umbrella. That means that I can select an app, I can review all the summary data, the actual score, the level, with a full-blown level 4 clinical app here. I can see what the app says it can do and what it can do, the COVID-19 related information under benefits, implementation, pricing and costing or case studies. You can see a full-blown summary of the app with the actual scores and the data, clinical assurance and user experience. And not only that, but I can see the good and the bad related to each of these areas. I can also look at each individual function and feature that the app itself can provide, and finally a full-blown gallery. Now, by simply reviewing this information, I now know that this application is exactly what I'm looking for, and in that case, I would simply say download app, hover my phone over the QR code, and download the app directly onto my phone. Finally, what I wanted to also bring to your attention is the fact that in this instance, I can log in to this site as what we call here a pro account license user. So if I simply log into the account now, the first thing I am presented with is my library or my digital health formulary, as you can see and as you have just seen on the screen. But I can also see my ORCHA LinkedIn digital health expert section to become a digital health ambassador with regards to digital health. I can look at my recommendations and I can see which recommendations or which applications I have recommended to whom, on which date, and if they've been downloaded or not. I can see my favorites. And by looking at my favorites on here now, what I can go along and do is not only review each individual app that I have marked as a favorite, but I can also click on that app, as you can see here, and I can remove the app from my favorites list. I can download the app once again. I can review the entire app's specific information as we did before. But in this instance now, if I, for example, am a pro account licensee, I can then simply recommend the app to an end user by entering their number or their email address and simply saying send recommendation, and recommendation is either sent or not. And that's because I've put in the wrong number there. But as you can see, we actually have the ability of looking at each area, each of the actual applications, as you can see here, and going through and reflecting on the application and recommending the application to the end user, as you have just seen here. In addition, we actually have the ability of looking at ORCHA news with regards to the digital health community. So we can quickly see not only what particular news is available under conditional areas within digital health, but we can also look at the ORCHA webinars, which are available as well, and join the actual webinars to see what's being said regarding digital health in, for example, musculoskeletal areas, or for example, health and well-being, or for example, in areas such as, for example, diabetes or COPD, etc. So we have at our fingertips all this specific information as a pro accounts user, and I have the ability through here by simply going to my library or going to my favorites, selecting the relevant apps, and then recommending them to my patients, recommending them to my siblings if I was in school, for example, recommending them to my parents, grandparents, carers, clinicians, their colleagues, or whoever. Each individual library, finally, is themed. So each organization can choose a theme, images, the words which go with the actual images themselves, the actual carousel of information with the top rated apps under each individual area, the best new apps for them to review and look at, the information regarding the power of digital health, and also a video which goes with that explaining how this works, We can also see the top rated apps within the library, and finally, the most popular apps, including a newsletter sign-up section at the bottom of each individual library. So that concludes very quickly my 5-minute presentation. I hope you found it of interest, and please do contact ORCHA if there's anything else that we can do for you regarding a presentation or a demonstration. My name is George Kowalski, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.